When I was in college, I worked at a comedy club, okay? And it was owned by this guy named Freddie DeMarco. He was 100% New York Italian, and he owned a bar in the middle of Missouri. It seemed a little witness protection type stuff, but nobody asked questions. Freddie was good to me. He treated me like a son. He was a mentor to me. In my senior year of college, I went to him. I said, Fred, I think when I graduate, I want to be a stand-up comedian. He's like, Craig, I don't know, man. You're a wrestler, man. You're a wrestler. Comedy and wrestling, Greg, they're very different things. I'm like, yeah, Fred, I wasn't planning on wrestling the audience. Let me make a couple of calls, Greg. I can't promise you anything. I don't know. And then he did. He's a really cool guy. He set me up with a job in Chicago, and he was going to get me introduced in the Chicago club scene. But I told you guys, I took that job at Procter & Gamble. I chickened out, and I had to tell Freddie. Freddie, I took a job at Procter & Gamble. Craig, why would you do it? Man, you're going to be bored, Greg. I just fell asleep between the words Procter & Gamble. No, Fred, it's a good job. They're giving me a company car. Yeah, they're giving me a company car, right? That's how they trick you into being bored. You really want to sell soap the rest of your life? I'm like, I'm not selling soap. I'm actually selling peanut butter. Oh, why didn't you say so, Greg? I mean, that's an entirely different situation there. Here I think you're selling soap, but you're selling peanut butter. That's going to be a lot of excitement, Greg. I mean, think all the fun you're going to have with peanut butter. I mean, creamy one day, crunchy the next day. Greg, get in your company car and drive it off a cliff. At least you'll have 5 seconds of fun before you hit the ground. Here, come on. I worked there for 10 years, and I told you guys, I loved it. I told you guys I did, but I could never get comedy out of the back of my head, and one day I did a crazy thing. I went into my boss's office, and I just quit. And Freddie was my first call, because I knew he was the only one that would understand. I go, Freddie, I did it. I quit P&G. I'm going full-time comedy. Craig, why would you do that? That's a good job, man. They gave you a company car. You said it was boring. I said that a long time ago, Greg. I mean, you're not a young guy now. I mean, your life's almost over. You're supposed to be bored, Greg. I mean, get a hobby. Play golf or something. You don't quit your job. I mean, comedy is a tough business, Greg. I mean, people don't need comedy, Greg. You know what they need? Peanut butter. They need peanut butter. There's a lot of stability in peanut butter, Greg. I tell you what, use your head. I mean, come on. I still talk to Freddie probably twice a month. I love him, but I hear him every day in the back of my head. That's the voice. You guys have a voice when you mess something up? That's Freddie. When you regret something. I woke up the other day and I was like, I don't feel good. Yeah, of course you don't feel good, Greg. You ate an entire rotisserie chicken at 11:30 at night. You shoved the whole thing in your fat face in 6 minutes, Greg. I think you ate the rubber band that holds the legs together. I mean, come on. Greg, you get hungry, have a snack. Don't eat an entire barnyard animal. I mean, come on, Greg. Those things are made for a family of 5, not one man standing naked in the front of the refrigerator at 11:30 at night, shoving chickens into his fat face, rubbing chicken grease over God knows what. Greg, you make me sick. I hope you saved the wishbone. You're going to break it apart and wish you were somebody with self-respect. I want to be clear, that's not Freddie, that's me talking to myself. This is what goes on in my head every day. I should probably talk to somebody. I should get some help. I don't know. I could get help. I could, I didn't tell you guys, I have health insurance. I have it, and I pay a lot. It goes up every year. I didn't even do anything to those guys last year. And I pay a lot for health insurance, but guess what they give me? A card. I got a health insurance card. It's great, man. It's plastic, full-on plastic. It's flexible. It's very nice. But I mean, for what I'm paying, I want more than a plastic card. I want a guy. I want a full-time health guy just to follow me around. In case something comes up, I'll be at Walgreens. Mr. Warren, what coverage do you have? Tell him about it, Tony. It's my guy. Pick up some toothpaste, Tony. I'll be in the car. I got a guy. Every time I call my health insurance company, the first thing they say is, "What's your group number?" Well, I didn't know I was in a group, but I'm definitely not getting a group discount. Like, what group did you put me in? I'm guessing by how much you're charging me, you put me in a group with some very unhealthy people. Like, I want to meet the group. I want to meet them. I want to go to the group meeting. I think my group is going to be me, some guy eating a mashed potato sandwich, that monkey that smokes cigarettes in the North Korean zoo, and a corpse. That's my group right there. We're not an insurable group. My health insurance company is called Cigna. Cigna. Yeah. I've noticed a lot of these health insurance companies end in the letters N-A. Like Cigna, Aetna, Humana. That stands for, hey, is this covered? Nah. I have Cigna Bronze. That's my insurance package or whatever. That's my level. And it sounds pretty good. Like Bronze, that's third place in the Olympics. But my insurance would be third place in the Olympics if there were 3 guys in the Olympics. Like in the insurance game, Bronze means the worst. Like every time I use it, I hear Freddie in the back of my head, "Hey, put that card away, man. Why don't you show him your Blockbuster video card? It's gonna be better than that. Come on, Greg. Yeah, you should have kept selling peanut butter. You might have silver." I tried to use it. I call this podiatrist. I go, "Hey, I got to see Dr. Fisser." They were like, "Dr. Fisser does not take bronze level insurance." I was like, "Okay, I'll just go somewhere else." They're like, No. We have a doctor here that does take bronze level insurance." I was like, "Wait a minute. Different doctors within the same practice take different levels of insurance? I'm betting that means they are different levels of doctors. And I'm not getting the good one, am I? My podiatrist is just going to be some guy who's like licking my feet, playing this little piggy. "Hey, what are you doing, man?" "Hey, sorry, brother. You're bronze. What did you expect? A real doctor?" "I'm the custodian, man." By the way, like podiatrist, that seems like that just seems weird. Like, you went to like 12 years of college and you just want to look at feet? What percentage of podiatrists do you think are foot weirdos? I would say right around 100. And if you're a foot weirdo, you have a lot of options in this world. If you're a foot weirdo and you did well in school, podiatrist. If you're a foot weirdo and you flunked out, foot locker. Like it I talk about this stuff. I had some health stuff a while ago. It wasn't like overly serious, but it was bothering me. I had some stomach problems, okay? And I went to the doctor. It was a good doctor, and he gave me some pills, and it didn't work. And I went to like 2 more doctors. They gave me pills, gave me tests. Nothing worked. And I started getting depressed. And my friend was like, "Hey, you should go see a holistic doctor." I'm like, "Oh." You talking about like, woo? I'm not going to see a witch, okay? And then my stomach hurt for 6 more weeks, and I was like, "I'm going to see the witch." And I went, and like I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been to a witch before. Right off the bat, it was different. She goes, "Call me by my first name. Call me Dr. Olivia." I was like, that does not sound official to me. Like if I was in court and I heard for the prosecution, District Attorney Randy, I'd be like, no, this guy is not a real prosecutor. But here's the thing, I'll call Dr. Olivia whatever she wants me to call her because she is a miracle worker, okay? She healed me. You want to go nicknames? What up, gut fixer? Like I love Dr. Olivia. She changed my life. Now I need to tell you, witches, they charge. Like she's expensive. Like witches charge, and I should have known because every time I walk in this place, there's like 3 pretty girls standing behind this nice desk. "Greg Warden, it is so nice to see you." Oh, this is gonna cost me. Pretty girls being nice to you? That's usually very expensive. Like, I've been to the regular doctor. That is not how it works. You walk in, they slide the window open about a half an inch. Sit down, fill out the forms. If you have any questions, call your mama. You're like, oh. She doesn't sound nice or pretty. Like she sounds like a $12 copay. I can afford this. So Dr. Olivia charges, you know. It's just she does. But I was like, okay, I got insurance. Let's give it a whirl. So I send it to Cigna, and they're like, she's a witch. I'm like, she's a good witch, okay? She's like Stevie Nicks. They won't pay her. They won't pay her. Now, part of the reason they won't pay her is Dr. Olivia did not go to med school. Just hear me out. By training, she is a chiropractor, okay? But she spent 15 years learning as much as she could about advanced gut health, and it worked. I went to the med school guys. She beat them in a stomach fixing contest, okay? Fair and square. I don't care if she learned it at clown college. It worked, you know? They won't pay her. They won't pay her, and it's killing me. I gotta pay her, and I gotta pay the insurance company and not use the insurance, and I'm going broke, and I think the only solution is I'm just gonna have to pay for Dr. Olivia to go to med school. It's gonna be cheaper. Like, she's not gonna wanna go. I'm like, you go, Olivia, you go. And if I'm paying, I wanna see your grades every week. Greg, you're not following your diet. Well, you got a D in ankle class, Olivia. I don't know what med school classes are like. I assume it's body parts. I mean, here's the thing. I bet you in 20 years, they're going to pay for that stuff. The insurance company will catch up. It's like back in the day, they were probably like, anesthesiology? We don't pay for that. We pay for the pint of whiskey and the stick that you bite down on, and that's it. And I gotta pay for others. I gotta pay for these probiotics. You know what that is? It's like probiotics. There's a war in my stomach between good bacteria and bad bacteria, and I'm sure you've heard wars cost money. You know, like, and my good bacteria costs $100 a bottle. But here's the good news. Like, I read the bottle. Each pill on the bottle contains 360 billion colony-forming units. So per colony, very affordable. I'm getting a deal. I'm getting a deal on these colonies. I tip her. Hey, here's an extra 50. Thanks for the colony. Okay, so you guys can tell I'm a big fan of holistic medicine now. I'm a believer, but I need to warn you, okay? Be careful. Like, holistic medicine encompasses a lot of stuff. Like over here, you have Dr. Olivia, proven stomach fixer, okay? Over here, you have some idiot on YouTube. Hey, if you get a cold, don't take cold medicine. Chop up some onions, chop up some garlic, wrap it around your feet with saran wrap, put a sock over it, go to bed, wake up, no cold. That's a real video, all right? And I did it. I did. It's embarrassing for 6 months. Like I did it probably 12 times, a lot. It was, I know, I just got carried away, and like I travel every week. Okay, you know how hard it is to cut an onion with an ink pen in a hotel room. And the grocery stores close early. Like sometimes I'm doing a show late. I gotta go buy a bag of Funyuns at the hotel gift shop, crunch them up, and. I know, and I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I got up one night. You know how hard it is to walk on onions and garlic and saran wrap? I fell down. Okay? And there was a full-length mirror, and I saw myself. It was ugly. It was very pale skin, and onions and garlic all over the place. And all I could hear was, what are you doing, man? You're walking around with a soup starter kit on your feet.
Every time people find out that I'm from Venezuela, and if they know somebody from there, they think I know them too. Like there was this lady come up to me like, oh, you're from Venezuela. I know somebody from there. You probably know him. His name is Jose. No last name. I was like, lady, there's a lot of Jose's in Venezuela. I'm not gonna know him, all right? But then she showed me the picture. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's my cousin. You gotta like it, lady. I'm also a U.S. citizen, so I do have an American accent. Not this one. I have another one that I use when I need to. Like when I go to Starbucks, I have to use it because they never understand my name, right? So that was there. The girl's like, "Can I get your name?" So I use my American accent, you know. I'm like, "My name is Francisca." And the girl's like, "How do you spell that?" I was like, "It's like San Francisco, but without the San." And then I got the cup and it said San Jose. I was like, what the? Is my cousin here? What's going on? Oh, man. Good thing that's happening this year. I'm getting married, guys. I'm getting married. Thank you. Doing it. I proposed to my fiance. I went to Italy. I did it in Italy. I did it over there, which was nice. And if you get a chance to go to Italy, go. It's a great country. Food is amazing. One advice, though, if you go to Italy, you go to a restaurant, the waiters, they really don't care what you order. Like, they just tell you what they want you to order. That was my experience. I was with my girlfriend at this restaurant. I'm looking at the menu, and I go to the waiter. I'm like, yes, I'm going to have the pasta carbonara. And the waiter's like, no, you're having the risata. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, my girlfriend, she has a tree nut allergy. It's like, no, she doesn't. I was like, but she can die. No, she won't. So she's dead. She's alive. We're planning the wedding now, which is pretty cool. We're doing it together, and now, which is great. But now she's asking me questions about the wedding, about stuff that I really don't care about. No, like she's asking about like what kind of flowers should we have in the wedding, which, like, I don't care. I mean, like, I want to have flowers, but I don't care what type. You know what I mean? Because I just want to have a good party, you know. And a good party to me is good food, good music, good drinks, right? Because I never been to a party where the flowers are the shit, you know what I mean? Where you get there, you're like, fuck! Did you see the lilacs? They're fucking fresh! And you can do cocaine off the eucalyptus. Shit. By the way, we're planning the wedding. We're doing it. We're getting married in Spain. In Spain, we're doing it in Spain, and yeah. And the reason we're doing that is because we love to vacation, you know. And I love vacation because when you're on vacation, we all change as human beings. Like people here on vacation, we all change. We all become different people. Like when you're on vacation, your budget does not matter. Right? Prices don't matter. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. You become a prince or a princess. Right? You could be any restaurant, and you're like, $25 for a beer? Fuck it, we're on vacation. One more, garçon! Right? But as soon as you go back home, that changes, right? You question everything, right? You're like, $25 for antibiotics? I don't know. One thing that I don't like what people do on vacation, though, is when people wear touristy clothes. I don't like that. Where are you guys from? No, you're not. No, that wasn't. No, you guys are fine. This is a good example. I don't know where you guys from. Where you guys? For all, you see, I couldn't tell. I like that. You're not wearing touristy clothes. I don't like touristic. For example, like a Hawaiian shirt. You know, I don't like that. No, and let me give you my reason. I don't like it because, like I said, I was born in Venezuela, so I'm always very suspicious about everything. I think some bad shit's about to happen. So I never want to draw attention to myself. So when I see somebody walking around like a tourist, I'm like, oh, this person wants to get kidnapped. You know what I mean? Just like, I'm not from here, rob me. Fuck that. I don't do that. I blend in, right? I see what people are wearing, and I wear the same stuff. That's why I was in Italy. I was walking around in a Speedo. Nobody touched me. I mean, they did, but not to rob me. Hey, where's the risotto? So I've been living, like I said, I was born in Venezuela, but I've been living in the U.S. since I was 12. I moved here when I was to Maryland when I was 12. I grew up in the East Coast. So I've been living most of my life, but I still feel like I have like this third world country DNA in me. And by that I mean that when you come from a third world country, you're resourceful, like you solve problems quick, because shit doesn't work in a third world country. So you gotta find solutions. You just don't give up in life. For example, like if there's no hot water, heat it up. There's no manager you can call. And somebody's always gonna help you in a third world country, and they're always gonna say something like, "Let's see what I can do." Like that's the phrase, and that's everywhere because the other day I was at this bar, and the bartender was Cuban, and my girlfriend wanted a Diet Coke. So I go and talk to the bartender in Spanish. I was like, "Hey, bro, can I get a Diet Coke?" And the bartender realized that I was from Venezuela, so he's like, "Hey, bro, so we don't have Diet Coke, but what I can do is that I can give you some regular Coke and put some water on it." And I was like, like, all right. But that was the mindset, you see? Like he just didn't go like, we don't have it. He's like, no, we're gonna come up with a solution here. We're gonna solve this problem. Which, by the way, I would love to see this guy as a doctor, just doing the same thing, right? Right, back in Cuba, it's like, so welcome. So you need a blood transfusion. So your blood type is A positive. We don't have that. But what I can do is that I can give you some A negative and then add some B negative. Because two negatives make a positive, papi. But yeah, like I mentioned, my fiancée, she's like from North Carolina. She's from Asheville. And she loves to do stuff that she did back in North Carolina that she wants to do with me now all the time. So like during last Halloween, she wanted to go to a pumpkin patch with me. But I didn't grow up with a pumpkin patch. Like, I don't know what the pumpkin patch is. But I was like, all right, let's go to the pumpkin patch. So we went to the pumpkin patch. You know what I realized about the pumpkin patch? It's just people taking pictures with a vegetable. That's pretty much it, right? It's a zoo for vegetables. And I didn't grow up with that concept because back in Venezuela, my dad never took me to the supermarket with a camera. Be like, hey, Francisco, stand next to the bananas. Like, they're not ready. Which, by the way, that shows you like what a first world country is, right? To go to a field of food just to take pictures? What the fuck? That's amazing, right? I would love to take one of my cousins that are living in Venezuela right now. I'd be like, look, we're gonna go to the US and I'm gonna take you to a pumpkin patch. And my cousin's like, fuck yeah, let's go to the pumpkin patch. And we get there and it's like Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory, right? I'm like Willy Wonka, I'm like, come with me. And you'll be in a first world of pure gentrification. And my cousin's like, wow, so many pumpkins. I'm gonna eat that one, and I'm gonna eat that one. I'm like, oh, no. We take pictures here, Charlie. But you can pick one pumpkin, and we can take that one home. Ah, okay, because we eat it at home. No, we make a scary face out of it. Wait, so when do we eat the pumpkin? We never ate the pumpkin. We let it rot outside. Welcome to the first world.
Some people really took the pandemic to self-improve, leveled up when they came out, bettered themselves in some ways. No one here? Okay, everyone went dead silent. But people did get into shape. People got abs. I didn't even have close to abs before. I didn't know, like, what was the workout? That's what right? Because, like, everything was closed. Were people just, like, tearing down statues and dragging them to the river? Like, what was... The argument that people make against taking down statues, like the racist ones, obviously, not like the Statue of Liberty. Although that would be a workout. She's thick. They say it erases history. It erases history, which is crazy to me, As a Jew doing comedy, what are the odds? Extremely high. I've never needed a statue of a Nazi to remember the Holocaust. Like, no Jews ever needed a statue of a Nazi. The Nazi. There's many of them. No one's needed a statue of a Nazi to remember the Holocaust. Like, what we do is we just bring it up in every single conversation. Oh, hello, Sheila. How are you? How are the children? Never again. Like, it's, I was saying never forget in that joke, and one night someone heckled me and was like, that's 9/11. I know. I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to have the Holocaust appropriate 9/11. All right? It's like, but I changed it. I listen to feedback. I do. Yeah. I'm not Dave Chappelle. No. I'm better than Dave Chappelle. Not a comedy, but, as a person, perhaps. And that's holding me back in comedy. At the end of 2020, my gynecologist called me, and I should tell you, I'd gone to see her a few days before. It wasn't like she was going down the list, like, who's got insurance? I'm going to wish her and her labia a happy new year. And she's like, do you have a few minutes? And I'm like, I don't have any minutes. Like, it's not good when they call you, right? Like, on a holiday? No, it's not. It wasn't good. She told me I had cervical cancer. But I want you guys to know I don't have it anymore. It's fine. I'm cancer-free. It's all good. So don't worry. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I gave it to Rush Limbaugh. But the cancer does come back if you don't laugh at these jokes. That's science, the CDC said. I was very lucky. They caught it really early, and all I had to do was get a hysterectomy. That was the whole thing. And I went in for the surgery. It was feeling pretty confident about it. It was a beautiful morning in New York. It was sunny. The 2 Democratic senators for Georgia had just been confirmed, so the Senate had just gone Democrat. And it was the morning of January 6th, 2021. Very good alibi, all right? So I go in for the surgery, and I wake up around 6 p.m., and I can hear the nurses whispering about an insurrection. And I was like, put me back under immediately. No, thank you. No, thank you. How wild is it to realize that my uterus was the only thing holding this country together? Girl boss, am I right? Yes. I know you guys are like, tell us more about the hysterectomy. Okay, all right, fine. So the way it works is they pulled my uterus out through my vagina. I know, yeah, that's how I know. I didn't even tear, not a stitch. Did a lot of Kegels beforehand. No. I asked the surgeon afterwards what my uterus was like. I was like, was it big? I don't know, what was it, And he said, actually, your uterus was quite petite. What? Petite? Are you kidding me? Petite? Oh my! I couldn't believe it. No one has ever called any part of me petite, ever. A doctor? Are you kidding me? I was so excited. My mother was thrilled. Oh. She was like, Jessica, we could have taken your uterus shopping to Forever 21. You know, it was like... So I don't have the uterus anymore, but I still have my ovaries. So what that means, is there any men here? Oh, there's you. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes they're like, especially the men are like, we want to know more about this. Okay. What this means is that I get my period, but I don't get my period. You know, like I don't bleed. I don't even need a panty liner. No, I don't even spot. Nothing. I know. Yeah. Also a little drier since it happened. They didn't warn me. All of the symptoms every month still. All of the symptoms, none of the evidence. That's what I'm living with. The bloated, the hungry, the horny, you know. So sensitive too. I'm a mega account under a Rachel Maddow tweet. Like, so nuts. And so much poo on your period as well. So much poo. Don't be quiet on me here. You know what I'm talking about. Nobody talks about this. I know. Are there people on straight dates? Sometimes where there's more straight people, the women are like, don't tell them we poo. Like, I barely admit to peeing once a week. What are you doing? Lesbian is selling us out. You know, so much poo on your period. I'm speaking truth to power up here. I don't care. Listen. It's like hangover poo after the greasy diner, but without the fun night out the night before. What is that? Being a woman is a nightmare. Honestly, it's beautiful, but we should not pay taxes at all. Sorry. I don't call myself a cancer survivor. Nobody's asking me to. But also, I don't really need it for comedy, you know? I'm already in a Jewish, Palestinian, lesbian, Canadian, lesbian marriage. You know, like I don't need cancer survive. I also don't really feel like it's my word. You know, I don't know if anyone's gatekeeping cancer survival. I don't know if I made a big deal of being a cancer survivor comedian, if like a woman would pop up covered in pink ribbons and Livestrong bracelets up to here, just like, no chemo, no radiation, keep it moving, dull is all, you know, like. I don't really think it's my word. I feel like it would be a lot like, and I don't mean to gatekeep, but I will, and this is a dangerous thing to say here in parks in Brooklyn, but I feel like it would be a lot like a woman who's exclusively dated men, but one time kissed a woman once and is very loud about being queer. You know, very, very loud about it. Like, if you haven't gone down on a woman for even 1 minute, like, have you earned it? Like, have you... I'm not saying oral sex is like chemo, okay? But... I got the cervical cancer from HPV. Anyone else? HPV? Okay. Yeah. I had it a long time, early adopter. I might be patient 0. I don't know anyone older with it. Maybe you guys were like, how old are you, Jess? All right, okay. Okay, this is where I'm at. Okay, when the HPV vaccine came out, it was too late for me. I already had it. Okay, all right. No one else born pre-peanut allergy, post-Cold War? No one in that bracket? I went to the gynecologist years ago in Montreal. I'm from the French part of Canada. That's why I'm hot. Thank you. Yeah. And he told me I had an irregular pap smear. That's what the Jews call it. It's stupid. And I was like, well, do I have HPV? He's like, everyone has HPV. I was like, fine, but do I have HPV? He's like, everyone in Montreal has HPV. I was like, fine, but do I have HPV? We went back and forth like this for 10 years. I never got an answer. It was free, but it's not a perfect system either. I hate to... There's a cost. Okay, it's quality. Okay, anyway, so I moved here. I went to this expensive lady gynecologist, and she confirmed that I had HPV. I'm like, Okay, and she did this very invasive exam, which, like, after the exam, if I was, like, dating men or married to a man, she would have just said, don't have sex for a week. But she knows that I'm married to a woman, and I guess she panicked, because what she said was nothing in the vagina. Don't put anything in the vagina for a week. I don't know what you people do. Just don't put anything in the vagina for me. I was like, what about my autographed picture of Kate McKinnon? That's where I keep it, lady. I was doing the math on this whole situation, and I realized that sex I had with one, several dozen, doesn't matter. Nobody's counting, nobody's judging. A few men, okay, whatever. 15 or 20 years ago, sex I had with men, okay, whatever. Who cares, Park Slope, okay? Doesn't matter, nobody's counting. 15 or 20 years ago, could have killed me today. Isn't that, I've been in a lesbian marriage a long time. Is that crazy? Listen, sex I had with one, several, doesn't, who cares? Nobody's counting. Nobody's judging men. 15 or 20 years ago, could have killed me today. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Are you guys buying what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, sir? Are you? Okay, some of you are getting, okay, I'm just gonna make it very clear. Okay, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't have sex with men. It kills. Okay, you guys get jokes. One man did not. He chased me outside of a comedy club in Manhattan onto the street, and he was very upset. He was on his period, and he was like, "You're getting up there with a microphone, and you're telling women do comedy. Wait, you're getting up there and you're telling people don't have sex with men. You're telling don't men sex. You're saying don't fuck men. You're saying don't penis and vagina men. What are you getting up? You're getting up there night after night. You're telling people don't intercourse. What do you? I was like, okay, sir, I am so sorry. Like, I did not realize you had sex with men, and so he didn't talk to me after that. It was good.
I want to be an ally to women. I want to be like, I want a feminist, right? I want to be an ally to women, right? I want to be. We just got married, but we've been living together for like 5 years now. So like you learn things when you live with a woman. Like all that equality shit we hear about, that's not what women want at all. I didn't know that. That was news to me. Women don't want equality. What do you, maybe in the fucking 60s, but that shit ran its course. The girls my age don't want to vote. I'm like, babe, you gonna vote? She's like, for what? I don't know what the fuck. They want the double standards to go their way, and they want you to just shut the fuck up and take it. Just tell us that. I want to, don't mask it as something else. Just be honest. Like, I want to be Hitler. Just tell me that. So we can work on that, you know? Like everything you could say in the 50s that was so horrible, women are openly saying it now about us, and no one gives a shit. No one cares. Back in the 50s, it's like, shut the fuck up, honey. Men are talking. And it's like, oh God, I agree. That's fucking disgusting, right? You put on The View, it's like, men, shut the fuck up. Women are talking. And I'm like, yes, they are. I'm like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna work because this isn't really how equality works, but okay. Back in the day, don't ever speak for women. Men would speak for women. Like, don't ever speak for a woman. It's like, yeah, I totally fucking agree. Of course, yes, it's a human being. Don't ever speak for somebody else. Then I go to a barbecue. Hey, Eric, you want a hot dog? He ate already, he's full. You're full. So I go, okay, I don't know how the fuck this is equality, but all right. I hear that shit on the news, social media, equality. I'm like, I'm down for equality. Equality. I'm like, equality, equality, equality. You move in with a woman, it's like, we're equals, right? Yeah. Can I pick out the color of the couch for the living room? Fuck you, that's my house. Okay, equality though, right? I gotta love equality, right? Try to have an opinion on what color the backsplash will be in your kitchen. See how fucking equal you are, okay? It's horse shit. I get dragged to Home Goods every goddamn weekend. I'm not allowed to buy anything. I get my hand slapped away from the cart like I'm in fucking Toys R Us in 1999. No, put that back, we're not getting that. We don't need that. We don't need that. I'm like, batteries for the remote? Yeah, we do need these. That's why I came here. You want to talk about what we don't need? How about that fucking barn door you're buying that someone turned into a mirror? We fucking need that for what? In case old McDonald comes over one night and needs something to snort cocaine off of? That's what... I don't know who Joanna Gaines is, but I'm gonna fucking kill that bitch. I am gonna kill that bitch. There's gonna be a whole nother massacre in Waco. It's gonna look nothing like the other one. I'm turning into Will Smith. I'm like, keep that bitch Gaines out this fucking house! If I gotta hear another fucking word about shiplap, I'm just gonna kill myself. Because I know, look, some of you probably have great taste. Some of you probably do, but not all of you do, okay? And your house just like it looks like a fucking cookie cutter first grade classroom. Everything's labeled now. Every girl my age loves to label shit. Oh, this is butter. This is butter. In case you couldn't tell by it being butter, this is butter. Wall. Plate. What do I have, a fucking spelling test in the morning? What are we doing here? Oh my God, babe, that was brilliant. Writing eat above the refrigerator? I was gonna take a shit next to the dishwasher. I thought this was the bathroom. But now I know that's where we eat. Double standard horse shit. Imagine if that was your husband's idea. Imagine if that was your husband's idea. You build your dream home, you're designing, he's like, babe, listen to this. Then I got a great fucking idea for the kitchen. You know where we eat? Stay with me, babe. Stay with me. I want it to say, eat. Pretty fucking good, right? Would she entertain that? Or would she be like, I'm sorry, he's usually at work. He's usually at work. Equality. Yeah, I know. We get a fucking man cave. That's our consolation prize. What, he gets a man cave? I have 5 floors of whatever the fuck I want. He gets a man cave. It's like, oh yeah, thanks. Thanks, babe. I get to watch the playoffs with the fucking water damage and the mold downstairs. You must really love me. I get to breathe in all this fucking asbestos. I wonder why you live 10 years longer than me. Maybe it's all the fucking mold from the walls. It's insane, bro. There's nothing you can do about it. No one's gonna change. No one's like, oh my God, I'm the problem. Who the fuck says that? No one. I'm very lucky. I have a very good one. I really believe that I found the right woman. We worked on ourselves for each other. I think it's like a great thing. You gotta have a good backbone, especially in this industry. Like it was hard for me. Like it was tough in the beginning of my career because like she's right there with me. If it wasn't for her, I would not be standing here. That's a fact. And like when I was like doing comedy in the beginning, I'd be in some shitty city with like 7 people in the crowd. I'd call her on the phone. She'd be like, I know, babe, I know, but I'm tired. I gotta go to sleep. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, just hold on. Why don't you talk dirty to me? And she'd be like, no, stop. You always want me to say things I don't want to say. Time out. Here's what she means by that, okay? When you're younger, 20, 21, 22, what turns you on is the normal dirty shit, right? Spit on my dick, the usual stuff, right? Gargle my tits, the good old-fashioned, you know the usual shit, right? The stuff your grandma would say. So, oh yeah, because she was a saint. But like, I was, I'm 32 now, so like what turns me on now, I guess, is makes her uncomfortable. Like I'm desensitized. I need something a little bit dirtier, right? So she'd be like, you always want me to say things I don't want to say. And I'm like, wait a minute, babe, this isn't real, okay, please? You're playing a character, okay? This isn't real. No one can hear you. I really need this. She's like, fine, but this is the last time I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah. Come on, baby. You know what I like. Fine. My family gets together way too often. I'm like, oh my God, that's so... Holy shit. Oh, I fucking love when you talk like that. Holy shit. What about your uncle's birthday party? What about at it. What about your uncle's fucking birthday party? You don't have to come to his birthday. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. How many fucking Saturdays do these goddamn people want? I can see if it was like a surprise 50th or a 60th, but the drive all the way to New Jersey for a fucking 47th birthday party is just, okay. You're disgusting. Am I done yet? Please, wait. I'm almost there. I'm almost done. No, stop. I don't want to say that one. Please, I'm almost done. Fine, my mother's a bitch. Just being real, okay? Ladies, just once in a while, break that out, okay? I'm just saying. He will stay with you forever. Don't listen to your friends. I know a lot of you have kids now. You're trying to spice up the sex life. It gets a little boring. Just don't listen to your friends or fucking Vogue at the dentist article. Don't listen to that shit. I'm telling you from a guy, okay? Don't try to be sex like, want me to suck your dick? He's gonna be like, ugh, it's fucking... On your anniversary, just be like, you want to skip my cousin's destination wedding? He's like, oh, fuck, I love you. God damn, I love you. No, I want to spend $5,000 to eat chicken fingers in Mexico. That's what I want to do. But I'm learning a lot living with a woman. I'm learning a lot. And like I said, I want to be a great husband. I want to be a good ally. I don't want to be an asshole guy that oppresses women in any way. Absolutely not. I just want to learn, I should have paid more attention to my mom and my sister because I'm a little worried about her. Like, I don't know if I should go to the doctor or something. Do all women shed this much hair? Is she okay? Because every day after the shower, it's like, who the fuck put a Furby in the bathtub? I don't know what. Are you okay? Living with a woman is basically like living with a German Shepherd if that German Shepherd was a barber and never swept up after a long day of cutting hair. Everywhere. Her hair is fucking everywhere. And it's always all over me in the strangest places. And she never understands what I'm doing. Everything she does is perfectly fine. That's her catchphrase. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. She never fucking understands anything. She loves to say, I don't understand for everything except for, I don't understand. I'll give you an example. I'll be watching TV in the living room. She comes out of the bedroom. She's like, I don't understand. Why is the TV so loud? And I'm like, you don't understand that I like the volume louder than you like? You can't comprehend what's happening right now? But then we go to a taco truck where some sweet little Mexican man starts speaking Spanish to her. The perfect opportunity for, I'm sorry, I don't understand. But instead, because she's 25% Puerto Rican, she's just like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Mucho bienito. I was like, babe, you can't fucking speak Spanish. You're embarrassing me, please. You can't. Yes, I am. It's like she's telling, like, you think living with a woman is gonna be so much cooler when you're younger, You gotta walk home, open the door. She's standing there like in some slutty lingerie outfit, right? Welcome home, baby. I made your favorite. Elio's pizza. Now please, play Grand Theft Auto for 6 hours while I suck your dick. I thought that's what living with a woman was gonna be like. But in reality, I'm like, babe, I'm home. She's like, I don't understand. Why is there cocky stains all over the toilet bowl? What is wrong with your cocky? Every day I'm cleaning your cocky. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with mine. It's brown. Is yours clear? I don't know where the cocky is. I'm sorry. I did the double flush. It's still there. What, am I gonna stay there all day? When the fuck do you shit, by the way? When do you shit? I don't understand. She's telling me, I don't understand. What's wrong with your cocky? I don't understand how it's physically possible for one of these hairs to come off your head, walk around my apartment, and find its way inside my asshole. That's what I don't understand, ladies. Why is your hair inside my asshole? That's what I don't understand. How did your hair get inside of my asshole? Every day, by the way. Always in the asshole. I'm finding them wrapped around the head of my dick in the shower like he's trying to kill himself. I'm like, there's reasons to live, buddy. Every day, I'm like one of those fucking magicians with the colorful rags. I'm like, for my next trick. It's wild. I didn't know that. I didn't know this.
And it's quite odd that I've got this obsession with memory because, not to keep bringing it up, but I do have a boyfriend. And we've been together for quite a while now, but for the first 6 months of our relationship, he had severe short-term memory loss. Yeah, legitimately, that 100%. Just full short-term memory loss to the point where he basically couldn't create new memories, which is the perfect foundation for a new relationship. And it was, by the way, before I get into this, he's fine now. He's fine, his memory is back to normal, he's completely fine, but for this 6 months, he just couldn't remember anything. And I need to tell you that now, because you need to get on board. And I've written my favourite joke of the show about this, so climb aboard. Essentially, it got to the point where it was so bad that he couldn't remember anything in his day-to-day life, basically. So we'd spend the day together, and then in the evening, I'd have to remind him like what we got up to that day. I'd throw in things to make him happy, like 8 blowjobs. And it was just a random medical event. It's not like anything obvious had caused it as well. It's not like he met my sister. And a short time after that, the memory loss kicked in. It was just totally random. But the reason our relationship could still work and it wasn't a full like 50 first date situation is his short-term memory was gone, but his long-term memory was fine. And we actually knew each other quite well because we went to school together. He was the teacher. Just kidding. For legal purposes, that is a joke. My boyfriend is not a... What's the male version of a cougar? A predator. I'll tell you, before I tell you more about the memory stuff, I'll tell you a little bit about Sean, because I love him, he's the love of my life, I know that, but he is a nerdy little loser. To give an example, we're moving here to Melbourne, we're on the plane, I see he's using the plane Wi-Fi to search for the phrase, Australian singles. I was like, what is this bastard up to? We haven't even arrived yet. He's trying to cheat on me in advance. I asked him about it. I was like, why are you searching that? He's like, I'm trying to find a website in which I can buy single Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards. And I was like, that's so much worse. I wish he was cheating. Would have been easier to explain to my parents. I was quite nervous to tell my parents I was in a relationship. I was nervous to tell anyone, really, because I developed this rule of not telling anyone I was dating anyone until it had been about 3 months, you know, because you feel like that first 3 months, it's a bit dicey, you're not sure, and it could fall apart at any moment. And I kept doing that where I'd start dating someone, I'd tell everyone, I'm like, by the way, I'm dating someone. Then like a week later, I'd be like, by the way, never mind. So being that 3 months. Not everyone follows that rule, by the way, but they are stupid. Dear friend of mine, she does not follow that rule. She was in our group chat recently. She messages us. She's like, hey guys, me and my man's 6-month anniversary is coming up. I don't know what to get him. What should I get him? I was like, I didn't even know you had a man's. When's your 6-month anniversary? She was like, September. I was like, bitch, that's 5 months away. Don't get him anything. She's good. No, I do like her. She does have pyramid scheme energy, but So it had been about 4 months. I decide, finally tell my mum. I say, I'm in a relationship. Also, he's got short-term memory loss. And I think she was so excited by the first part, she did not give a shit about the second part. So the first thing that Sean was trying to do at this time to try and solve this problem was he was trying to get an appointment at the memory doctor, which is a thing. And he couldn't get an appointment because they were fully booked out, which I thought was very funny. Because I was like, surely you could just turn up. I get the feeling some people might miss their appointment for the memory doctor. And I still maintain to this day, I feel like the memory doctor was a little bit of a scam, okay? So each session with the memory doctor cost $400. 2 weighted blankets. $400. You had to have multiple sessions. If you did not turn up to a session, they still charged you the full amount. And they did not send reminder texts. Yeah. But joke's on them because Sean forgot to pay. I was optimistic at first. I was optimistic for the memory doctor. We finally got an appointment. We get into the waiting room. We sit down on the couch and it's memory foam. I'm like, these guys are good. They don't miss a trick here. But then it quickly I became unsure. The first thing the memory doctor got Sean to do was a depression test. And, you know, he's not feeling depressed at all at this time, by the way. Like, in his mind, he's getting 8 blowjobs a day. He's living his best life. Has anyone done it? I know this is a weird question to ask, but has anyone done a depression test before? Make some noise. Woo, yeah. Yeah. Someone did a yee-haw, like less so. The only reason I'm asking that is because I've done it before, and I just want you to back me up that there's a weird question about halfway through the depression test, which is, how indecisive are you? Then you've got to choose between 1 and 10. Like, I'm there the whole time, like, oh my God, I don't know. Anyway, he does the depression test. The results come back. He has no signs of depression. This is where I was like unsure about this guy. He was like, okay, well, it doesn't seem like you're depressed, but we're just going to give you some antidepressants anyway, just in case. And I was like, oh, like, it feels like antidepressants are so useful. They're so helpful. I've been on them before. I think they're an amazing resource, but they're not just like a just in case thing, I feel. It's not like pop them like a Barocca in the morning. Just in case. But he goes on them anyway. He goes on them for a few months and he's noticing no difference. He's just kind of getting the side effects and not really any results. His memory is still gone. And I go, finally, after it's been a while, I think we should get a second opinion. And I believe that. I believe that opinions are like assholes. Better to have two. I thought this with therapy. Like, when I had my first experience with therapy and it wasn't good, I didn't know that you could just get another therapist. I thought that would be like cheating. Like, I had to pretend that I was like, oh, I'm cured, by the way. Because it's so hard to find a therapist in the first place. The way you do it, if you don't know, good on you. But well done. But you weren't attacked by a golf club. And what you do is you Google therapists near me. You know, I don't want to travel. And you go to a website and it'll be like just like a bunch of random strangers' faces and you go, oh, you look happy. And then you read their bio and it's just a list of all their favourite kinds of trauma. You're like, you seem fun. My first experience with therapy was not good. It was this lady and she was very spiritual. And I think spirituality is great if you are spiritual. I'm not. I'm very logical. She was very namaste. And I was like, I don't want to stay. She would do this thing where I would be like, oh, I'm feeling angry about this. And she'd be like, what colour is your anger? And I'd be like, I don't think that way. And she would press me on it. She'd be like, you have to participate. And I'd be like, okay, red. And she'd be like, "You're making so much progress." I was like, "No, I had just recently watched the movie Inside Out." I was just imagining those little guys running around. The other thing she'd do is, as she was talking to me and asking me questions, she would cross and uncross her legs and basically show me her entire crotch. It was very distracting. She'd be like, "What colour is your anger?" I'd be like, "Red and lacy." She'd be like, "When did your problems start?" I'd be like, "The Bush administration." So after about 6 months of all of this happening and Sean not getting better, I just bring him along to my GP just to see if she has any other ideas of what it could be. And it was just like our first moment of hope. She listed off a bunch of different things it could be, but she's like, "Well, first of all, you've had a blood test, right?" And he's like, "I can't remember." So Sean goes and gets a blood test. The results come back, and it turns out he was severely B12 deficient. He's a vegetarian, and get this, he stopped eating eggs. That's what caused the deficiency, and in turn the memory loss. Like, he was on antidepressants, but it was eggs. Eggs can be life-changing. I wish you guys could have been inside my brain when we found out it was eggs. I was losing my mind. I was like, it was eggs this whole time. You know that girl in your friend group that's like, "I just need my Sunday brunch." Believe her. She's on to something. So Sean had to get a B12 shot, because when you're that deficient, you can't just slam an omelette. Like, you have to get, like, what I assume is the yolk just injected directly into your veins. I'm not a scientist. So the doctor was like, "You'll notice a difference right away." And I would say within maybe 2 minutes. It was crazy. He was holding a polystyrene cup of water. The B12 went in. He crushed the cup in his hands and said, "I'm so powerful." It was like he'd acquired all of the Infinity Stones. It was amazing. He was just fine. Like, he just basically within the week, it was slowly sort of getting better and better and better until his memory was back to normal. And it was just so absurd. And since he got this checked out and since he came to my doctor, he also opened up about a couple other things that he's been struggling with. He's realised he's lived his entire life with ADHD and not known. And he's given me permission to talk about this, by the way. I'm not just laying out all of his medical history. I did ask him on a no-egg day. But that made me so sad for him as well, because imagine having ADHD and severe short-term memory loss at the same time. Like, he was just wandering around his house being like, "Well, I think I'm hyper-focused on something." And it's so weird for me because I always thought, because I'd been single for so long, I thought I was single because I had really high standards. Then this shriveled little man came into my life. I was like, "Come to mama." Got myself a little do-up. You can't build a man, but you can renovate. So that 6 months of his life, still a blip. Still can't remember that 6 months, which is strange because we started dating at the beginning of that 6 months. So in his mind, he was just in a medical clinic. A girl he went to school with wandered in and went, "I'm your girlfriend, by the way. Don't question it." little memories come back here and there sometimes. Like if it's a repetitive thing, he sometimes goes, oh, I've remembered something. He remembers one thing, which was every night before he went to bed, he remembers walking past the kitchen, looking at the toaster and seeing cold toast. So what would happen is every morning he'd get up and be like, toast for breakfast this morning. Go about his whole day, go, all right, bedtime. Fuck. Kind of like an involuntary low-carb diet. Like, if you want to get rid of bread, first get rid of eggs. So we've since looked up the memory doctor online and seen his reviews. 1.5 stars. We should have known that the eggs were going to be better just on reviews alone. We spent $1,200 with this guy, 3 sessions, $1,200 for him to give us no valuable information. Apart from randomly in conversation, he recommended these kiwi fruit ice blocks. And they're so yummy. Kiwi fruit, or as we say in New Zealand, fruit. They're so yummy. And I had one the other day and I was like, I think it was all worth it. So he was on antidepressants, but it was eggs. I guess Big Pharma wins either way.